And so day 23 is now done. Got the van back. The total cost to repair this van on the starter was $1,471. For me, that's a lot. Not only did that put pretty big hits into all of my poker bankrolls, but because this place is a cash-only place, I'm going to be using my credit cards while I rebuild my poker bankrolls. And if poker doesn't go well in the next 2 weeks, I'm pretty much going to be pretty close to the max on my credit cards. And I think this kind of whole thing will be over. I'll end up just having to use the rest of my poker money to live on and try to find any kind of labor job out of town, something that's just hiring quickly, just to be able to keep things going. So yesterday I was pretty stressed. I spent a couple hours doing YouTube stuff, and I spent 2 hours playing poker. The games were kind of dead. And so then I just spent the evening eating a bit of junk food and not really doing much, just kind of feeling overwhelmed. And what usually happens with me is that overnight, it usually kind of goes away. Like, I don't know if it's just my brain processes it while I'm sleeping, but the overwhelm eventually goes away. I've got enough reps, I think, where I know that I'm going to be able to handle whatever happens. But again, we're really close to the brink here. One good thing is that Party Poker, even though I still have an Alberta address on file, it still works in BC. So that's actually pretty sweet, because if it didn't work, it was going to mean getting creative. It would have meant getting a BC license, which often requires some kind of gas bill. It would have been a huge hassle. It would have been insuring my vehicle over with BC plates. It would have cost probably a few $100s just to keep that one site going. And it would, I have a couple of friends here. My siblings have some friends here. So I probably would have been able to find a way to get that done, but it would have cost me a bunch of money. It would have taken probably a week or two, because I would have probably needed to re-verify with the BC driver's license, send that into the poker site and so on. So I'm pretty grateful for that. And really overall, one of the big things I can say about this kind of latest setback is things could have been a lot worse. I got my vehicle fixed within 24 hours. There could have been more costs. If I would have been in Seattle and let's say it took 3 or 4 days to get this repaired, it could have cost $1,000 more, and I could basically be down to one bad poker week. Could potentially end this entire, 90-day challenge. I mean, the other thing too is the weather's beautiful. When I went to the bus yesterday to grab the battery, it was nice weather. Even the buses were simple, it's just tap to pay nowadays, so I didn't have to go and buy bus passes. I didn't have to go take out cash or change or anything. So there's a lot of little good things that I can look at, be fine with the fact that we've hit another setback, but we're still going. But the unfortunate reality is that I am running out of runway. In 3 months, about $500 of my fixed bills come off the books, so to speak. And I've been kind of looking at that date as we get a bunch of relief. If we can just get to that amount, just get to that point, it'll eventually be $500 that we can set aside for savings, set aside to help us get out of debt, and so on. But it's still a matter of getting to that point. 90 days in some ways is a long time, and a downswing of 2 to 3 weeks, especially when I've had something like 28 of the last 30 weeks being plus EV, it's entirely possible to have 1, 2, 3 weeks in a row that don't go well. So it's causing me a lot of anxiety, and I'm trying not to think about it as much because it makes me anxious, but it's still there. Today, I think I'm really only expecting to do maybe 6 hours of stuff. I'm going to try to go spend maybe up to an hour in the sun, and I'm going to try to figure out a way to potentially do some 60-hour weeks for a few weeks here, just because I'm getting behind on hours. My bills aren't getting any smaller, and I'm kind of tired of just having an expense of $1,500 being kind of crushing. I feel kind of backed in a corner a little bit because right now there's not a lot of wiggle room in terms of if this thing breaks down and it's another $1,500, like that's kind of it. If poker doesn't go good in the next couple weeks, all my bills are kind of front loaded for the next month, right? So 2 bad weeks of poker, another big expense, and this is over. But it's not over yet. I believe we went up 1 subscriber to 821, so that's kind of nice. And on to day 24. I'll see you guys tomorrow.